Hello, good evening, good morrow, and good noon. Thank you, kind sir, and welcome to Jump In Play More, the only Xbox podcast you should be listening to, or else we'll end your kids. So, we're holding them hostage, Rebecca. There's gonna be somebody named Rebecca.
I know, like, what the fuck?
My kids, Persephone and Frank.
There's 300 million people in this country alone. It's gonna be somebody named Rebecca with kids named Persephone and Frank. I don't know why we'd name your child an old ass name like Frank or Persephone, but they're doing it.
Last name Geschmiegelbuchen.
Oh, so this is like a Switzerland.
No, they're American. They're American.
Geschmiegelbuchen.
And they're actually Asian. They're of Asian descent.
Well, you know, it's a melting pot here, so.
Yep.
That's what makes it beautiful.
1/4 Asian, 1/4 black, 1/4 Mexican, and 1/4 white. Just all
together.
with the last name Geschmiegelbuchen.
Yep. Jones.
Jones. It's the surname. They get you. Let's just rewind that.
Let's go back.
Welcome to the show. I am one of your hosts, Chris Panda, alongside the foxiest of Steves. And today there is a show about Xbox. Surprising, I know.
We're here to talk to you about this brand new thing called Xbox.
I know, you should stand back because, first off, it's black and green. Two colors I never thought would work, but holy shit.
Boy, does it.
It's really quite impressive. And it's made by Billiam Gates. Who?
Billiam! I love that!
Who is this loser? Making he must be some sort of glass maker because he owns something called Windows, and I don't get it.
This is 1979, everybody, and we.
Let me tell you about Macintosh, the delicious apples. But yeah, we're gonna have a pretty good show today. We hope you stick around and listen to it, and of course, be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe for this video. And if you haven't, because you know what, I'm bringing it to everything. We want you to take those two fingers of yours. I want you to look at them, and I want you to scissor that notification button so you can jump in and play more whenever you want on YouTube. And if you're not on YouTube, because we do have audio listeners out there, what are they doing?
Well, let me tell you something, brother. You can take yourself to Spotify, or you can take yourself to Apple Podcasts, or Google Podcasts, any of those podcast services around the globe, brother, and you can listen to it there. And then when you're done listening to it, dude, you can sit there and give it a 5-star rating, brother, because we need it. Because Hulk Hogan needs to be in jail, brother.
Because Hogan needs to be locked up, brother, because he hates everyone.
He had lust in his eyes for Elizabeth.
There's not enough spray tan in the world, brother, for Hulk Hogan's domination.
Indeed. But yes, please, all of our podcast services around the globe on the audio tip, we'd really appreciate it.
Yeah, so let us begin with the letter X. X. Xylophone.
Exhibit.
Great.
Is that not a part of it?
I guess. But no, so we actually have like some news.
Yeah, we have a bit of news. We have a news bit.
I know one of them are right off the back. So Discord is finally coming to Xbox.
Yes, it is.
Now, this is big news for those of you who are just now waking up in the year 2022. Discord is think Skype, right? Skype is a thing, and wow, guess what? I just remembered Skype was on Xbox at one point.
It was, and I never used it.
No, because nobody likes Skype.
No.
Skype is not good, but it's a Microsoft-owned property, I believe. I think they have Skype.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Microsoft bought Skype.
And so Skype was a thing. I think there was 360. No, it was Xbox One.
It was on Xbox One.
Or maybe it was 360 as well.
I don't think so.
It's so long ago at this point because it was like a flash in the pan.
Pretty much.
They were like, yeah, we got Skype for Xbox. And people were like, woo! All those three people were just jumping for joy because they wanted to do team meetings on Skype while somebody was able to play Dead Rising. And unfortunately, that never happened because nobody collectively cared.
Yeah, Xbox One.
Is Xbox One?
Can
Okay.
confirm, yeah.
So yeah, the Xbox One had to be fair, Xbox One had a lot of things built into it that was like very impressive. Your Skype, you got your TV built into it so you could play a game while having the video play right next to it. So whether you're using like a web browser or an application or your television directly plugged into your system, it was kind of really cool at first. And then of course the novelty started to wear off and it's like, I don't care.
Pretty much.
And that's pretty much where it laid off and it was like, where's the games? But now we're into a state where Xbox is trying to redeem its gamer audience. And Discord is a very gamer focused, like message board-esque chat room sort of thing.
You know, I call it like a communication service, you know, and it's, I usually, when people who have never heard of Discord, but they've heard of like Xbox Live, I tell them, imagine Xbox Live, a place where you can connect with your friends and talk to them and play games and share content, but it's just for PC players.
Essentially, yeah.
You know, it's kind of that unifying thing that can get people to speak with each other while they're playing games, if you don't want to do like in-game chat. So, you know, having it integrated with console players for Xbox is huge.
Yeah, Discord is fantastic. Not only because you get the voice chat, but Discord has made so many strides over the years between just the voice chat,
and video sharing,
file
sharing
sizes,
you know,
the ability to link different accounts to Discord. So like I'm a streamer and when I go live, it'll showcase, hey, you know, Chris Panda went live, and you can there's bots for Discord. So I'm sure there's going to be some sort of Xbox related bots that are going to come out where people are going to be like, hey, you know, this person just signed in, and it's going to be like a feed. So somebody's going to make a sub chat in somebody's Discord server, and it's going to be completely horrendous, and nobody's going to click on it because it's going to be like, yeah, everybody with an Xbox account, give me your stuff, and it's going to go, it's going to happen way too much. And then we're like, we're going to mute that tab forever. And nobody's going to look at it.
Yep. But, you know, but it is a great way to foster your communities and stuff like that. And I feel it definitely because I thought Discord was already on there at some point, and it wasn't. And so when I was trying to play Halo Infinite, my PC version was giving me issues, and I still wanted to play with you guys because it has cross-play. But I don't have a setup right now where I can speak on my computer while also, you know, play the game. I don't have that many monitors to pull that off. And the fact that I couldn't speak with you guys via Discord from my Xbox was so frustrating.
Yeah.
So now being able to have that on there is a game changer for me, like huge.
So here's my biggest thing about that. Some of you may have been like some very astute, observant people who have seen this when you got your Game Pass subscription for your Xbox or PC. But sometimes they offer like 3 months free Discord Nitro.
Along with your Game Pass?
Yes.
Well, oh, you know what? It probably makes sense because PC Game Pass exists.
Yeah.
So there's that market.
Yeah. But I would see it on my console. So weird. I'm just like, this is weird if you don't know what it is. But you know, they offer a few things. Like you got your Game Pass for 3 months, Spotify for 3 months. There's rewards and premium perks to Game Pass that nobody really talks about, but they give you like a lot of free trials, stuff that I would look into. I think it's in the reward section of Game Pass. It's not bad. But now that like Discord is actually on Xbox, I don't believe it's on PlayStation. There is something that they have a leg up on their competition for, because a lot of players are using their PCs a lot nowadays. Mm-hmm. So it's not even just the console market. I was speaking earlier in how the Japanese developers, like Square Enix, sometimes Sega, they are underestimating the PC landscape for gamers.
Which is insane because, like, you know, back in like 2008, people were saying, oh, PC gaming is dead, but that is definitely not the case.
No, PC gaming is...
And now it's...
super alive.
Yeah.
It's probably more dominant than anybody would have thought. Probably because not only is it easier to get a gaming machine right from the get-go, but it's easier to acquire parts, understand what to do with them, because before, when you wanted to build a computer, you would have to get like a how-to guide or PC building for dummies book or something like that, or just know. I remember the first time I wanted to build a PC, I went to a Micro Center because we have one where we live, And this was many, many moons ago. And I remember because they're like, yeah, do you want to try to run Crysis? First off, it's still a thing. Just now it's Crysis Remastered.
Yeah, that game is a PC hog, apparently, which is insane. It's insane.
I think they purposefully do this shit, which is like, yeah, we want to make something that we can't even run. It's like, why are you... Stop it. But I remember, and I was like, I kind of do, but I didn't know what I wanted to play. I just wanted to play... I wanted to have a PC to play PC games on, because I knew it was there, and I was always interested. I was always interested in trying, like, RTS games, first-person shooters that were only on PC at the time. I was so interested. And I had to get a magazine it was a PC builder's magazine, and it built step by step on what parts you need, what they do, how they go, where they go, and explaining how everything is supposed to be applied from thermal paste, so on and so forth. And I was like, man, and YouTube was around, but it was not like it is now. Now, there are so many tech YouTubers that explain how to build a PC, best PC building guides, best PC gaming building guides, best cheap PC building guides.
Oh,
you can get a PC build that's about the same price as a Series X or cheaper that could run the games at 1440p, high frame rate. You can get a monitor, you can get all this, and not only do you have the ability to play current stuff, you can play older things. So PC games are crazy now. And as a PC gamer, one of the first things people tell you to do is get Steam and get Discord. Because these are the things that keep that community locked together. So now that Discord is on that PC community is even closer to the console community. It's fantastic.
Yeah, and Xbox really is striving to make that one big, community.
That's all they want.
Instead of it being this separate thing. So, I'm excited for it. I know it is already rolling out to Xbox Insiders.
Which means I probably have it.
Yeah, you're an insider. I think I'm also an insider.
I've been an Xbox Insider for a long... I wish I had it on me. I don't have it anymore.
Because it kind of just... I don't remember. I think it just kind of happened that I was an insider. Maybe through GameStop?
I was an Xbox Insider before GameStop, because I remember there was a program that you had to sign up and apply to be a part of, and you had to be able to prove that you're worth their time and effort. But it was like an Xbox Gold card holder or something program, and you were able to get like this card. They would send you a card in the mail that was like, and it would show your validation as like a premium Xbox user, right? And the card was just flash and substance. It was just bullshit, right? But they gave coupons to other things. I was getting coupons to Popeyes in like 2004, five-piece for like $2.
That's incredible.
It was amazing.
Fuck Discord. Where's this Popeyes coupon?
It was really cool.
Shit, that's just expensive. I could go for some Popeyes coupons.
Dude, it was really cool. I was like, yo, I love this. And then they were like, well, we got to take it away, guys. And I'm like, why? And they were like, we're making it the Xbox Insider thing. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, because I was able to get, whenever the Xbox changed their layouts and stuff on Xbox One, and I was a part of that preview program where certain people would see it early.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure, I need to check my system.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure it might be on there. But it is rolling out to insiders now. There's no like hard date for it to be on everywhere else, but they're just kind of slowly rolling it out from insiders to then everybody else would get the update too.
Yeah.
So there's just no actual date for it right now.
So the next question is, when is Microsoft buying Discord?
Well, Microsoft tried to buy. There was rumors about Microsoft trying to buy Discord.
There was
last year, I think. It was either last year or 2020. And I thought if that happened, it wasn't
that long ago.
I thought if that happened, maybe let me check. I thought if that happened, then maybe we would see Discord at that point.
Because I know very recently we were like, yeah, Microsoft needs to buy Discord. We were talking about it because it seems viable.
It seemed like a thing, right?
It seemed like something that, Microsoft probably would do that. They bought Skype, and they could just annex Skype.
Okay, yeah. The Wall Street Journal, back in April 20th, by Sarah Needleman. And there you go. You got to get that credit. See here. Yeah, a chat startup Discord has halted talks to sell itself to potential suitors, including Microsoft.
Okay.
So yeah, that was last year.
So I guess the next best step for them was like, well, what if we just get your service
just a deal, just like a deal to do it.
And they were like,
Interestingly, I guess that's not on. So they didn't do it with PlayStation.
No,
right?
they didn't.
So,
That's why I'm like,
Must be like an exclusive deal?
It's either exclusive for now or Xbox is going to be the first people to try and do it. But either way, it's huge news for Xbox. And it really, I can't stress enough how important this is, because we've been playing games together online, offline for a long time.
Long time.
And I can just remember just nights upon nights of Xbox party chat. And not just with you, but I remember it was like some of my own other friends. I remember the olden days of there was no party chat on original Xbox. You had to talk to people via game to game.
Yeah.
They had it where I think when you turn on your Xbox without a disc in it, they had an Xbox Live menu. You could go and see your friends, and you could see what they're playing.
Yeah,
which is fine.
Yeah, you just couldn't like hit them up on a quick chat or something.
Yeah, you couldn't message them and be like, "Hey, do you want to play?" No, you just got to be like, "Okay, cool." But of course, you would have to make the extra mile and like, "Hey, can I get your phone number?" I guess.
Yeah, and that's how I had specific friends in specific games.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't just overall service. No, I had, that guy's on, let me hop on Battlefield real quick because they're playing Battlefield.
Yeah.
That person's playing Unreal, let me hop on real quick.
Yeah, I was predominantly like Halo, so pretty much everybody I knew was playing Halo. There was a very rare occurrence where somebody was like, "Oh, I'm playing that," or "I'm playing that," but it was usually Halo. So
yeah.
I was like, okay, fine. But now, once 360 came out, it was like they really put the nail in the coffin with how a online service is supposed to be done for gamers. And I remember it, and I think I was just talking to you recently, maybe like a couple weeks ago, but I was watching E3 2005. Now, I know what you're thinking, listeners and viewers. Why the blue hell are you watching E3 2005? I was bored. Every once in a while, I like going back and having these nostalgia trips, so I watch really old like coverage of video games, because this is my passion. I love anime, I love sports, I love music, TV, movies, I love all this shit. But I really love video games, and kind of reliving the moment of hype and trying to remember my emotions during that time frame, and even just kind of like recollecting, because certain things happened that never came to fruition, so it's really interesting to pick up on that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they were talking about 360, and they were really going ham about this new online system, because now you're kind of like, who cares? It's good. Back then, they had it where people could go into the marketplace, create content for games, and make money. That was a premonition that they had. It never came out. It never came out. Probably because it's a bad idea. On paper, sounds cool. Mm-hmm. Sounds like, oh, Gamer Girl 5? She doesn't even play Halo, but she could sure make a dope skin for a Spartan, and she gets paid $1 every time somebody buys it. Guess what? That ain't fucking happening, because then there will be too many like, okay, we have to pay you out from here to here. I think the time frame wouldn't work.
No, but I mean, what kind of evolved off of that was just indie game developers.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. A lot of that stuff panned out, and a lot of like how that's set up now is crazy. But they had it where it's like, here's your gamer card, here's your gamer score, here's your gamer status, whether you're an underground gamer or I'm a casual. I know you remember that. Yeah.
I never was able to get into that. I was like, how the hell do these people get this underground tag on their X?
You just had to set it. It was just like, how hardcore of a gamer are you? I was like, whatever. I mean, I play games a lot, so I guess it's this one. But the biggest thing that they had was like, yeah, you can check your gamer friends list anytime. Guide button, pulls it up, shows what everybody's playing. You can send a message to them anytime. They'll respond, they can see it, you can do that. You can talk to them anytime. Start a party chat with not just you and that person, but up to 6 more friends after that. So you have a party chat of 8 people, I think it was, and it was like, this is revolutionary. And we were all just like, this is great. Headset was still really shitty, but we were able to communicate over the internet with friends. I could have been playing Halo, Steve could have been playing wrestling, somebody else could have been playing Madden, 2 other friends could have been playing Fight Night. Who knows? But just the logical probability of that at the time seemed preposterous. But it was amazing because, will this actually work? And it did. Now, we're in a state where it's like a lot of people are able to communicate with it. PlayStation took it, ran the ball with it. Now they're doing it. It's still kind of clunky, to be completely honest, as a gamer. PlayStation's infrastructure for just to communicate with people, it works. It does not work nearly as well as Xbox used to. Xbox now is kind of clunky because they put too much into it. They put all their eggs in one basket.
Dude, I think having Discord on there is going to be like the way to communicate.
Once people start realizing how Discord works,
Mm-hmm.
they're going to be like, this is 10 times better. I'll be able to go in and be like, oh, my friends are in the Discord server, in the game chat. Boom.
Bam.
And they're in. I don't need to do anything. Oh, there's a separate server thing for Xbox use, and you can put your own thing. Hell, Discord just put out that in the voice chat, you have a separate text chat that only the people in that chat can see, which we found out you can actually just highlight afterwards. But it's for that specific chat, so you don't need to make another chat channel.
Yeah.
We don't even need.
Yeah, the improvements of Discord and what they're doing is just great. The only issues with Discord is when sometimes when it, just kind of goes down or does something weird. Or,
Yeah, that is
but,
true.
It's just kind of, I feel like the load, especially after 2020 with lockdown and everything, like Discord got hit hard with a lot more people being on there.
Yeah,
because the only way you could communicate with your friends because you couldn't see them in person.
People were not only using Discord for like personal enjoyment, people were using it for work.
Yeah.
Because they started realizing how the productivity Discord could be.
Mm-hmm.
You put a little bit of extra money in it.
It's so much better than like Zoom. Like
It's
Zoom,
better than Zoom.
Zoom
it's better than
sucks.
Skype.
Yeah.
I think it's better than Teams. I think Teams does some things
Microsoft,
really well.
Microsoft Teams is fine. That's what we use. That's what I use at work for video sharing and whatever. And it's serviceable. Discord is definitely better.
It's just better.
The Teams can be. Woo! There was an issue where there was a glitch and Teams leaked all of our personal phone numbers.
Yeah, I remember that.
I was like, what?
And I think you were like, thankfully, it wasn't my actual personal number; it was my work personal. But
Oh no, it was doing our personal work phone and our cell phone numbers.
Oh no.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm like,
no.
hell no! Fix this now. Fix it right now.
Yeah. It's bad. Big bad.
Mm-mm.
But Discord is a game changer. I can't wait for it. You have any more comments to say about Discord that I haven't?
I mean, not much. Just except for the fact that I'm just excited for it to fully roll out and see people hop on there, and now I can like play, because there's sometimes I do want to play my Xbox console, but I also want to talk to my friends, and I can't do those at the same time.
I just had a thought. Some of our friends don't have full gaming PCs yet that we just haven't talked to in a while, like James or Wayne.
Yeah.
They could, in theory, be able to see us on Discord, hop into Discord through their Xbox and just chat for a while.
And just chat, yeah. Because hell, I mean, we used Xbox Live back in the day sometimes just to talk to each other. Like, we were playing games, but like, we were making plans on there.
Yeah, I'm watching Netflix at the moment.
Yeah, we were.
Who wants to hop in a Netflix watch party? We can all watch Terminator 1.
I did that like one time.
It's bad.
But yeah, it was our besides cell phones, it was like our primary way of just talking to each other. So
yeah,
I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. It's definitely a game changer.
Yeah, I hope that whatever happens as this continues to move forward, I hope that there's some extra Xbox integration with the main Discord like application for PCs, the executable, because I feel like there's some things that would be just a little bit like suited better. Be like, okay, this person's an Xbox user. Maybe they should have something to identify.
Yeah, like where they're at and what they're doing.
Yeah, just because I don't know yet. I haven't seen Discord on Xbox. I'll probably do that after we finish the recording and check it out and make sure it's like, oh, cool, I haven't downloaded it. But see if there's like any differences. Mm-hmm. Is there anything vastly different?
Yeah, I do think it's audio only. You're not going to be able to like watch somebody's stream on there or anything like that.
Yeah, am I going to be able to like, what was I thinking? Am I going to be able to go into the server and then be able to read the messages or whatever? But it's like, I just want to be certain that you may not get the whole shebang-a-bang, but at the very least, how much of it are you getting, you know? I want to do it for you guys at home. I want to do it for you, Joe, in the back, who's got your dick in your hand. I know you're listening right now.
We can see you.
Something about you is like, something about his voice just really
you need to be using more toilet paper.
You really, really got to stop wiping it on the underside of your sheets. I already know, man. It's gross. Your girlfriend's not going to be happy with that. Why would she? That's gross.
Yeah, it's audio only.
But yeah, I'm just curious to see how well it works and stuff like that. Any other news? Or is it just that?
The only other tidbit, really, as far as I know, is the Halo news of the beta testing for four-player co-op
co-op.
Halo Infinite's campaign.
Yeah. I got in, have yet to try it.
I did not get an invite for that. So.
I got an invite because I'm an insider for Halo as well, a Halo insider. I haven't. Only reason I haven't done it is because one, my timing for things is just I focus on what I want to focus on, and I'm trying to like do a couple things here and there as well.
Well, yeah, you're keeping up with current stuff, whereas you've already played Halo, you've already done the story, so it's kind of hard to go back to something in your back when you've got so much stuff currently to deal with.
Yeah, I 100% that campaign on solo. So.
Yeah, like someone like me, I haven't played the campaign yet because I was waiting for co-op because that's how I've always played Halo stories. So I was waiting for that. Now I just gotta wait for it to come out of beta, I guess, because I didn't get that invite.
Yeah,
and then play it with somebody.
The problem, I think, the reason why I didn't really like go into the beta just yet is because I believe it's not like, oh yeah, you can just play co-op and it's random. You have to like go. You have to triangulate who you're playing with. You have to make plans and go to like the Halo Insider forums or something like that and try to be like, hey, who's in it and who wants to play on PC?
Oh, that's a whole.
I think it's a lot more cumbersome than it needs to be, but I may just be like shooting in the dark here. Like I said, I didn't fully dive into it. I have not taken the chance to. It's not that I don't want to. I am curious because I thought it was just 2 players because I'm like, this is huge. If you have not experienced Halo Infinite's massive campaign, it's incredible. It's fantastic. And I was like, I don't know how co-op will work because this is big as shit. And then I was like, well, I mean, if it's just you and a friend, it's fine. Then I find out it's 4 fucking players. And I'm like, excuse me? And I'm like, what are you guys doing? No wonder it's taking so long. I thought it was just 2 people. I was like, you can get 1 more person in there, whatever. Oh, you got a boundary system. They're too far away. You zoop, back up. No, it is 4 people. They're all Master Chiefs from what the image looked like, but it's 4 people, and I'm just like, this is going to be insane. I don't know the barrier for how long a person can travel before they get teleported. I don't know if that even exists. I feel like today's technology, maybe they're just like, well, we'll just render this person's perspective and this person's perspective, and they'll just kind of meet places in the same point in time. Who knows? The game is huge. There's so much to do in this game, like a lot, and it's just fucking fun. You ever play a game and you be like, ooh, a piece of candy? That's Halo Infinite.
Oh yeah, well that's what I'm doing with Elden Ring is that's its entire gameplay design is ooh, piece of candy.
And literally Halo Infinite is ooh, a piece of candy because I'm close enough to it, maybe I can do it. And it's just fun. It's like, oh, there's a base, I'm close enough to it, maybe I can go conquer it. Oh, it's a big dude in a base. Oh, maybe I can get their weapon for it. Oh, I can just take out these people and load up another recon thing. Oh, I can get some more intel about what happened in the story. It's all it does. And then you're like, oh, the main story. And then that's right over there. And then you continually do that. And then more stuff opens up and more stuff opens up. And it's just like, this is so enjoyable. The gameplay loop was fun. I was enjoying the just pure shooting aspect of it. To think about how cooperatively that's going to be, I'm just like, this is going to be insane. And knowing Microsoft and 343, I wouldn't even be surprised if they had co-op related achievements or something.
Oh yeah, you know what? They may roll that in. Yeah, that would make sense.
So if that's it, I'd be like, you know what? That's a good enough incentive for me to want to at least play it. Just because I'm like, it's fun. I had a blast, and not to sound morbid, but it was a great way to get over COVID. I was just.
Oh yeah, that's right. You were playing it.
I was playing it when I caught COVID. I was like, man, my throat really hurts. This sucks.
Uh-oh.
I have a fever. I don't really feel like I have a fever. And I was like, oh, hold on. I had a much better experience with my COVID test. I wasn't like, I wasn't getting a sword shoved up my fucking nose. I had a cotton swab, and then they took it to a lab, and they were like, oh yeah, you got COVID, bitch. And I was like, oh.
Verbatim to that bitch.
It was on the pad. It was on the letter. It was like, you got COVID. ... bitch. And I was like, So I closed my door and I was like, well, I got my phone. I was like, yeah, looks like I got it. I was like, so I'll see you in about a week. Because this was right before the mandate for, I think, 10-day, the shorter time frame.
Oh yeah, when they shortened it up.
Yeah, so it was like right before it, and then like right into like day 11 or 12 or something like that. They're like, yeah, we've shortened the time frame. And I was like, oh, fantastic. I was like, I can breathe again. Because I was already feeling good by like day 3. This is the thing about vaccinations, people. I'm not going to tell you what to do and how to live your life, but let me tell you, they did work.
I'm going to tell you how to do it. I'm going to tell you, get vaccinated and wear a mask if you need to.
I'm just saying, science and medicine.
Yes, science. It's a thing.
Who would have thought, it's only 2022. Just saying. Anywho.
We got robots on Mars. Get vaccinated.
Just saying.
I don't know how those are connected, but we got robots on Mars. Get vaccinated.
Bending robots. We've come a long way.
Oh God, watch Futurama also. Okay, get vaccinated. Watch Futurama. Anyway.
But yeah, I'm excited at the very least. Hopefully it plays out to their liking, because we've said it before. If you haven't listened to our previous podcast where we talked about Halo, go back and listen to that, rate it, you'll enjoy it. We talked about how Halo Infinite is in a rough state, so any positive news for Halo Infinite is good.
This could be a shot in the arm, so.
It sucks because, honestly, if they had come out with Halo Infinite this year in November, it'd be fine. It's just that they kind of shot themselves in the foot. They shot themselves in the foot immediately. It was like, Halo Infinite's an Xbox Series X launch game. Oh,
it's delayed.
And then it got delayed because it wasn't good. And now it feels like it probably could have been delayed again.
It could have,
so it could have had the more content.
It could have spent more time in the oven to get the rest of the content in there. But they probably figured they had to get it out, because another delay they probably felt was going to be bad, since the system needed some strong titles.
It needed something. It needed something bad, and Forza was not the only thing to keep people wanting to play it. Granted, when Horizon came out, people were like, holy shit.
Mm-hmm.
And people were buying Xboxes to play that game. And I'm not talking about just like the newer Xboxes, the Series X and the Series S. I'm talking about like Xbox Ones.
Yep.
They were like, we want to play this game. I was shocked. I was like, there's not a conceivable way that I'm going to live in this timeline. Because before it was like, Gran Turismo is so much better. And then Forza finally captivated the people enough. They're like, we need something to play that's not Spider-Man. They were just like, we got to get it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So hopefully Halo does well. But yeah, today's show is very interesting because that's most of the news, and it's just 2 bits. And we've already talked a lot of your ear off, right? So what do we talk about now?
Well, I mean, we have been covering the launch lineups for. We have,
but I feel like
that may take a while for.
It may take a while just because, and I say just because let me tell you something about sentence structure. Never repeat the same word twice in a row in a sentence, like I just did. So just because all the wonderful things she does. We're off to see the wizard.
The wonderful Wizard of Oz.
Jesus Christ, I hate my life. That was fucking Dorothy.
We're doing great.
We're doing great.
Yeah, because we keep on saying, oh yeah, these launch lineup podcasts. Well, don't take that long. The last one was an hour. The one before that was an hour.
Okay, actually, this isn't that bad. I thought it was going to be a little rough because during the time frame, I was thinking about it, and I'm like, man, Xbox One launched with physical games and downloadable games, and I think it was a lot of downloadable games. I was wrong. So, this is in alphabetical order from IGN's website, and I ain't about to go any further than this. So we're gonna run them down quick, just do some tidbits. I think we can do that, right? A couple footnotes. Xbox One launch. Let me tell you about Xbox One's launch before we even jump into the game. Steve, do you remember that launch?
What a hot mess that was.
I remember it well.
Oh dear, Don Matrick.
PS4 was...
What were you doing?
A week before it?
PS4 was, I believe...
No, it was a week after. Was it a week before or a week after?
I think it was the same week. Just a couple days apart.
It might have been.
It was either the same week or one was the week prior.
Because we were working at GameStop, and I remember us getting the Xbox Ones ahead of the PS4. We chose to get that instead of the PS4.
The PS4 launch date was November 15th. The
Xbox was November 22nd.
Okay, so yeah, it was the week after.
Okay, so PS4 launches. People are very happy. They got their games.
It's $399.
And people were like, oh man. And people didn't want to really get the Xbox One. There were a lot of people who still did, But there are people who didn't want to get it because they're like, oh, it's $4.99. Oh my god, it's cost so much more money. I can't believe it. It's gonna be shitty.
Yeah, like that wasn't the big deal for me because it's like you're already spending $4.30. Like, and then $5.30 isn't that much. Like if you're spending that much money already,
yeah,
it's
I'm
like for me it was more of their confusing messaging.
Yeah, beforehand in May when they were doing like, hey, this is the Xbox One. And it was TV, Xbox, TV, Call of Duty, Dogs, Realistic Fish, TV, Xbox. And boy howdy, that was the shittiest way you could produce.
Oh, it was rough.
Like, hey, this is going to be our new game-changing system.
It was so rough.
And the problem was because at the tail end of the 360, they started getting into a more casual perspective. So they really wanted to hammer down the multifunctionality of the Xbox.
Yeah, which is hilarious that it got so much backlash then when now you expect that kind of stuff.
You expect it. What's funny is a lot of the ideas that happen from the original concept of the Xbox One is being integrated now and people are welcoming it. It's just that Xbox was so ahead of the curve at the time that they were ostracized for it. They had a system that wasn't as powerful as the PS4, but granted, they were both really powerful.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's marginal.
It was so marginal, but
Yeah.
people made such a big deal. It was like, I think the GPU was a little less powerful. I know a lot of the games never really output at 1080p. It was always like 900p or something like that.
Oh
on
yeah,
Xbox One.
you're right. Yeah, you're right.
So it was very unfortunate. But to me, I'm like, it's not gonna matter until you guys start getting really good TVs. And this is 2013, mind you. So most of us had 1080p televisions, and we were able to play games pretty well. And we were like, oh, it looks good. I mean, it looks good to me. I feel fine playing on it. So you should too. We get to the point where Microsoft is unveiling its like dichotomy of how things work. They're like, there will be no used game sales. When you buy a game, you get a licensing for it, and you have to always be online for it. These things were so negatively received.
Oh boy, it was negatively received by the consumers, by partners, by retailers.
It was bad. Retailers were like, why would we sell your system then? It's like, especially like GameStop, the place for video games, was like, we're not gonna sell it. Why the fuck would we sell it? And then that's trickling down to the mom and pop places, the places who are like the Exchange or whatever it is, where they sell systems and games, and literally 90% of their product is used. Why would we take a system that only sells new games?
Yeah, and keep in mind this is 2013, and this is at a time people aren't ready for like all digital anything yet. You know, like people's internet wasn't all the way there yet, and stuff like that. So
it was so foreign. And what's funny is during that time frame, I was like, yeah, I'm for it. And I saw that and I was like, yeah, I mean, it's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was weird, but it wasn't like a no sale for me either. Because we were in that position where we are.
My internet was always usually on.
Yeah.
It's still that way now. If my internet goes down, I have a problem and I'm like, oh, whatever, I'll just call and figure it out. Or I'll read a book. Crazy. Or I'll just relax. And
Book?
I know, people are like, what the fuck are candles? So I'm just living my like normal life, and I'm like, that's fine. I'm not gonna like lose sleep over it. The non-trade in the games thing was kind of weird to me. I was like, it kind of sucks, but I mean, it's fine because I feel like if you really want a game and you purchase it and you buy it brand new, it has to be worth it. So my ideology was that maybe better AAA titles will be like the full price, and then like some of the games that won't be as well received, like for they'll probably make it be like, I don't think our game's going to sell amazingly, so let's lower the price on it. I think that would have done numbers because then people would be more incentivized to buy their games because they're at a cheaper price. And you don't have to worry about the turnaround of getting used games where people just secondhand them.
Yeah, unfortunately, that didn't happen.
And it never paid off. So it was like, okay.
Yeah, like it really opened up the conversation of what ownership is. Because you buy a disc, and it's like you're buying the license for this game. You own this game. And you can't like give it to another friend to play. You can't like trade it. It's like, that's weird. Like you own it. It's like you own it, but you don't really own it.
Yeah.
You know, that was that. It was so confusing. Packing in Kinect mandatory with every Xbox and saying it had to be plugged in was unpopular.
Oh yeah, they were like, yeah, the Xbox has to always be plugged in and turned on. It's like, I forgot about that because people were up in arms. And I was like, well, I mean, if you're getting it and it's supposed to do everything that they say they do with the Xbox turn on and all the like features for it and it has custom hand motions and head track, I was like, I think you would kind of want that anyway because it's going to make your gaming experience better.
Yeah, but then
then people are just like, no, it's spying on you.
It's never really off. The system requires an internet connection. It's like that joke from Family Guy where you buy that little bear from China or whatever, and it's like it gets really happy when you talk about credit card numbers.
Oh yeah. It's very much like that.
It's like,
it's just weird because I tell people this all the time. And I'm like, if you think that this camera produced by Microsoft is intent on spying on you to release your personal information, you better start looking at every electronic device you own.
Yeah.
The same people are like, I don't like social media because they're stealing my info. Then why are you on anything else? You should be off the fucking grid. Because once you even say your name out loud, probably somewhere, you out there.
Yeah.
Like, this is the world we live in. Like, most of the time, people want nothing to do with you. I don't think you understand. There's billions upon billions of people on this planet Earth, and your information is valuable. And I use valuable in quotations because some of y'all ain't got shit, and ain't no reason to fucking take it. People are sitting in a fucking like apartment right now, like I am, or a trailer home. Those are the people. They have one apartment, they got one couch and a 32-inch TV. Talking about those motherfuckers trying to steal my ID. Over here trying to play Madden 05. Shut your dumb ass up. Ain't nobody trying to steal your broke shit. Get a fucking job. Ain't got no new games. Like, God damn it, that's why I keep all my shit hardwired. It's like, what the fuck? Shut up. Ain't nobody looking for you. Who's looking for you? Ain't nobody looking for you.
Jesus Christ.
Ain't got no fucking cell phone sitting there hardwired. Hello? Battery operator? Fucking
You're killing me.
They're fucking idiots. I hate it. I really do. I mean, it's fine. I understand because, like, I remember TikTok, people were freaking out about that, saying the Chinese government's trying to steal our information. And I'm like, if they wanted to steal our information, they would have got it by now. I'm like, y'all really don't think about it. So when I heard this Xbox stuff, I'm like,
yeah, I didn't
really?
think it was that big a deal from a personal standpoint. I disliked the fact that you were forced to pay the extra $100 for the camera, even if you didn't want the camera. Like, if you don't want the features, then they probably should have just had a $400 version from the get-go.
Which they ended up doing.
And then they ended up just taking the Kinect port off the bitch entirely.
Because it didn't do anything.
Yeah, Kinect in the new, Kinect for 360 was a bigger hit than Kinect for Xbox One. Granted, Xbox One just wasn't a big hit at all for a long time. So,
well, Kinect, the big thing about Kinect when it came out was that it was the first fully controllerless controller. No cords, no wires, no nothing.
Sir, I'll have you know the iToy exists, and
that iToy was a turd. This worked. This had tracking, and everything actually made sense.
Hey, the iToy worked when the sun hit it, right?
Yeah, well, you have to be in perfect lighting for the iToy to work. The Kinect was like, yeah, you got to have some good lighting, but majority of the time it worked, and the games that worked with it worked pretty well. Some did not.
No.
Steel Battalion, something Nightmares. I don't know. Some Sega horror game didn't work. Sonic Free Riders, bad games indeed. But then you get to see like Dance Central. These games showed off how the Kinect worked. So when the Kinect came out for Xbox One, they had Dance Central, but they also didn't have anything else. And this was
had Fight Lights Out, I think eventually came out.
You had Fighters Within, I think it was, and that was bad.
Yep.
And they had indie games, and those were bad.
Yep.
There was nothing, and they had support with regular games, and it was bad.
Yep, nobody's play calling via voice on Madden with the camera.
Hell, I was pissed because for a long time, I remember, I don't think it was a launch title, I gotta double check the list, but Need for Speed Rivals, I remember playing it, and I was like...
was indeed a launch title.
I remember playing it, and I was like, this game is fun. It's just Hot Pursuit, but kind of just not as great, but it's still really good. But I was like, every once in a while, my camera would just flip and go crazy. And I was like, why is my camera going crazy? Come to find out, years later, the Kinect could track my head to make me pivot if I pivot my head just a little bit, it'll turn the camera in the game.
So you can see.
So I can see.
Immersive.
There was no options for that. It just did it.
Oh my God.
And I didn't know this. And I was so pissed. And then I was like, no wonder this shit didn't work. Because I played it later on an Xbox without a Kinect, and by God, it was a normal fucking game. And I was like, this is fun. And my card camera's not going crazy. And I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, Microsoft had a lot of hubris coming out of 360. Same as Sony coming out of PS2 onto PS3. So they really...
Everybody needs to fail to get better.
They do. It's one of those situations.
Unless you're Nintendo, where it's just like, we need to fail to get better, to fail again to get better.
And never to what people will buy it. Well, okay, not the Wii U. They didn't do that. They didn't buy that.
Nope.
But that's a different podcast.
But now we're going to talk about Xbox One. Even through the hubris, the game system did come out with games. Pretty good ones at that, which is even more incredible. Because to be completely honest with you, the Xbox One launch lineup was better than the PlayStation 4 lineup. And they had a lot of like carryover. A lot of games that were on the same system.
Multi-platform titles, yeah.
But the titles that were specific to each console, Xbox One. The Xbox One defeated them in like...
You okay?
I can't think of a word to describe how popularity, not popularity, because the system wasn't popular.
Overall quality?
Quality. Let's go with quality. I'm like, yeah, we'll go with quality. Quality for 500, Alex. Anyway, Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag.
Yeah, on both systems. Small, a good game.
I didn't care for it, but
yeah, I mean, it's pretty popular though, especially since the one before it was truly trash. Assassin's Creed 3 was terrible, in a lot of ways, whereas 4 was a much better experience.
Yeah, I mean, the reason I didn't care for 4 was the pirate stuff, which is funny enough most people's favorite
part about it. Yeah.
And I was like, I'm the odd man out because I don't like it. I just don't. But I thought it was cool. I like the world.
Yeah, I still have it to this day on PC. I kind of want to go back to it at some point.
It's funny. Metacritic score is only showing me PS4, but it's the same game. So
yeah.
83, which is funny because the PS3 and Wii U are 86.
I feel like when things cross over to next gen, people expect more out of it. And when they don't get that, like, extra thing, then it gets dinged for it.
Yeah.
Because Black Flag is not this huge difference from PS3 to PS4.
Oh, no.
360 to Xbox One.
No,
it's not. PC, I remember, because I had my gaming PC by the time these systems came out, which was, wow, the timing, because I'm like, do I really need these things? Because I was playing my gaming computer a lot more at the time.
Some of these games, you're like, I really don't need them.
Like, my PC was right at that same level as those systems, so I'm like,
It was pretty good. Battlefield 4.
Yep.
Battlefield 4, big game. A lot of people liked it.
Still fun. It's the way you play it now is aged like crazy, but
yeah, it's very weird.
Because we just played it like last year, I think, year before.
It was close towards the launch of Battlefield
2042. Yeah.
Yeah, we were just like, let's play Battlefield, and we played like every one of them, and like 5 has like the most polish, but I hated it.
Yep.
4 has the most Battlefield feel with the lack of polish.
But it's so because it's so old.
It's so old. Hardline is there.
It exists.
Battlefield 1 I think I enjoyed the most, which is funny because it's like very polished, feels like Battlefield, but it's just really old. So it kind of is like, that sucks.
Yeah, the way the lobby systems are set up and stuff is just a pain in the ass.
I think that's why I liked it, because it modernized the lobby systems, and it felt like Battlefield without Battlefield 5's cumbersome like build cover system and the way vehicles handled and guns not being as good as they could be. I don't know. All I know is I was like, yeah, Battlefield 4 and Battlefield 1 are the ones I want to play. It's just Battlefield 4. Trying to lobby up with your friends is the most annoying thing in the world. Metacritic score on Xbox, 81. Which is, it sounds right. Call of Duty Ghosts, baby. Call it motherfucking Ghost of Duty Ghosts.
You're not a real ghost.
So, Steve, I know me and you played Call of Duty Ghosts.
We played it many times.
I've played it a lot, and you know what? People downplay this game a lot and say it is bad.
I mean, and that was kind of our opinion initially as well. It's not...
I didn't think it was bad at all.
We were kind of down.
I thought it was meh, but I didn't think it was bad. Because I remember playing it on 360, and they were like, yeah, if you play the 360 version, your stuff carries over to Xbox One. So I was like, oh, this is fantastic, because I'm getting an Xbox One. And we were just like, it's kind of weird because this big map feels like it should be more players. By God, we were right, because the Xbox One, the big map had more players. And we were like, this makes sense now because this fits. So it was fine. I didn't think anything about the game was marginally bad. I thought some of the map's decisions were kind of weird, especially looking in hindsight. Some of the camping was just kind of like, ugh.
Yeah, I just felt that the previous COD overall, because before Ghost was what, Black Ops 2?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I just felt Black Ops 2 was a stronger game.
It is. It's the best Call of Duty.
That's what
it is. By and large, in my opinion, the best Call of Duty game made. I stand by that.
Oh, I would
believe that.
I would agree.
Wholeheartedly.
I would agree.
And then you go to Ghost, and I feel like Ghost had a lot of good ideas, and it was executed okay. Like the campaign is batshit insane, but it is fun. I think that's one thing that Call of Duty campaigns are missing now, is that they take their campaigns just a little too seriously, and Ghost definitely didn't.
Nope.
And it was weird. You had Space Needles, you had sharks. It was like, man, this game ain't that bad. And then the multiplayer suite was interesting. You had Snoop Dogg as a voiceover, and now Snoop Dogg's a character. So it was interesting time. It didn't pan out perfectly, but I think a lot of the concepts from Ghost actually like stayed. And what's even funnier, hindsight, going back to now, a lot of people are showing a little more appreciation for Ghost because Vanguard exists. And
I had a hankering to play a shooter, and I was gonna play Vanguard, but there's an update, and I'm like, nah, I'm okay.
That's the worst part, is that I probably would play Vanguard just a little bit, but then those updates, and I'm just like, never mind.
Didn't feel like doing it.
It got a Metacritic of 78.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Next game is Crimson Dragon.
What an interesting game.
So Crimson Dragon.
Because that was the first game like we kind of got to see before the system came out at the Microsoft Store.
One of them, yes.
Yeah.
And I was very excited for this game.
Yes, you were. You were hoping for like
Okay, so let me give a little bit of hindsight to it. Crimson Dragon looked like a spiritual successor to Panzer Dragoon. Mm-hmm. And one of my favorite games on the original Xbox, Panzer Dragoon Orta. Now, I know what you're saying. Where is this going, Chris? Those games look super similar. Now, come launch. Free-to-play game. Okay. Cool. You have like buy-in things, so it's like, all right, cool, you can play the game, at least get a taste for it. A lot of the games started doing free-to-play during this time. This is where it really started. You had shit like, what is the name of that game with the ninjas? Oh, God, and they just don't stop with the updates. They just...
With the ninjas?
Yeah, it's like the Robo Ninjas. It was on PS4. I don't know if you remember P Crazy showing it to us when he got a PS4.
Oh, not Smite.
No, not Smite.
It's
War something?
Warframe.
So Warframe was big around this time because it just started and people were like, oh my God, and it was like PS4 only at the time. It eventually came to Xbox One, but who cares? Crimson Dragon, free-to-play game, like Panzer Dragoon Orta, spiritual successor, except it fucking sucks. This game is not fun. It isn't good. And I thought maybe I just need to play more of it. So I never came back to it. And my time was very valuable. I came back to it years later because I was like, oh yeah, I had this game. Oh, I was correct. The game is bad, and it stayed bad. Metacritic, 55.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Game is booty, and it has not aged well at all. Dead Rising 3 is the next game.
Yeah, which came out as an exclusive for the system.
One of the first big exclusives to talk about. Obviously, Crimson Dragon was one, but that game sucks. Who cares? Dead Rising 3, console exclusive, came out on disc. So I know you don't have a whole lot of like Dead Rising talk to go with. I think you said you played Dead Rising 2?
I played a bit of Dead Rising 2. I like Dead Rising 2. Dead Rising 3 was a surprise because of the shift in just kind of the, I guess, tone and the visual design of it just wasn't very eye-catching to me. I did like that you could create like these crazy vehicles and shit.
Yeah, so the biggest thing for Dead Rising 3 was that it had a crafting system from Dead Rising 2, but they expanded on it where you could craft anywhere, including vehicles. Dead Rising 3 is a very interesting game. I don't think it's bad. bad.
No,
I really don't think it's bad.
I wouldn't say
like
it's bad.
the Metacritic is 78.
Yeah.
It's a very ho-hum game, but Dead Rising 1 is still the best one. It creates tension, the character's more enjoyable, the setting is more enjoyable. It's a little jank, but it's the best one.
No, that could use a remake.
2 is really good, and it's by and large way better than the first one. I think I think 2 is probably the better one. I don't know. They're both extremely good. But then 3 is kind of like, it's good. It's not great. But the DLC for 3, which came out much later, Super Ultra Dead Rising 3 Arcade Edition.
EX Plus Alpha.
EX Plus Alpha. Phenomenal. It's just the Capcom love letter. It makes no sense. There's like Street Fighter cameos. I think Chuck Green is dressed up like Felicia from Darkstalkers. It doesn't even have to make sense. It's great. They should do more things like that. Like I said, Dead Rising 3 is an interesting game. Some of these games, I'm not going to give you a Metacritic score because you don't need to know them. The first one, FIFA 14, is football. It's soccer. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure it was fine. It was FIFA. Fighter Within. This is the Kinect game we were talking about that was bad. I'm pretty sure you can guess the Metacritic for it. It's like probably 30s to 40s. It ain't good. Don't even... Matter of fact, you want a good idea of it, just go to YouTube, just look it up. You'll see people playing it, and you'll go, yeah. Mm-hmm. I can see how this is bad.
Yep.
That's all you got to do.
I'll just stick to Wii Boxing. All right.
Oh, yeah, because it works. Fighter Within, you're going just crazy. You're punching air. You're getting a workout, and you're like, man, that's only round 1. Oh, God. Did anything work? No, nothing you did worked. It's bad. Forza Motorsport 5. So this is a very good game to talk about because Forza 5 was phenomenal.
It was gorgeous.
It was... I remember Forza Motorsport 5 was actually one of the first games we did get to check out as well at the Microsoft Store. And I remember it vividly because this was when they had those adaptive triggers where you could really feel like when the gas pedal is like getting pushed down. And they stopped doing this for their games for some reason, whatever. There was rumble in the triggers. So when you would like rev up your engine, you could feel it. You could feel the tire skirt because of your trigger would go doom, 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 doom. And then it would smooth out because you got nothing but smooth traction. And it's like, man, this game is great. And I thought it was great. You thought it was great. Metacritic gave it a 79. So I guess people were looking at it and thought that there could be more. And I guess that makes sense because Forza 3 and Forza 4 were phenomenal games. And I guess going to a new system, they were too focused on making it pretty and not having as many big features.
That's usually a common symptom of a launch title game is getting it out there and, focusing on visuals, but then you lose the content.
Yeah, it's still a good game.
Yeah.
Like, by and large, still had the Top Gear stuff into it.
I missed the Top Gear stuff.
So it was really good. But yeah, like I said, 79 Metacritic. To be honest with you, it's still a standout title. And if you were to buy a console and be like, I need a good racing game.
That's the racing game to get.
That's the best racing game.
When I had to choose between PS4 and Xbox, it was like, okay, I'm going to go where Halo and where Forza's going.
Yeah.
And that's...
Now, this one, I don't know. I'm not even going to look up the Metacritic for it. Just Dance 2014.
Well, it's Just Dance. It's one of those,
You had Kinect, and it worked for that. But Just Dance is like, if Dance Central is like, you're able to fully do dance moves and it captures your steps, Just Dance is like, we can capture your steps too. But kinda, like halfway maybe, just a little bit though.
Just a dash.
Just a dash. It's really half-assed. It's not great. But you know what? Guess what's still around?
Just Dance.
Just Dance is still raking in money. And because they changed their system up for how they do everything now. They have like a subscription service.
That seems like it makes sense, yeah.
And the subscription service gives you songs from like every Just Dance game into the current one. So you have like 300 plus songs to dance to.
So you can right-hand dance all you want to.
It's incredible. It really is. You can use your phone now for it. You can just buy the cartridge.
That's true, yeah.
It's like, wow, you don't even need a controller for it. All right. Killer Instinct.
Here we go.
So let's talk about Killer Instinct. Some more. Let's talk about Killer Instinct. I was so sold on the Xbox. They didn't even have to tell me what else they had at launch. All they had to say was, yeah, Killer Instinct. And I was like, I'll take 20. I was so fucking sold. I went to the Microsoft store in Beechwood Mall, Ohio, religiously. That store doesn't exist anymore, so it doesn't matter. I went to that store so frequently before the Xbox One launch just to play Killer Instinct because they had it there, and I was playing it till the goddamn mall would close sometimes. I'd be like, I have to keep playing. I want to keep playing. I cannot stop playing. I want to only play this game. Microsoft must have fucking knew. Because I was like, I don't know if I'm going to get an Xbox One at launch because, man, I mean, there's stuff I want to play, but, you know, I'm in a really, like, financial crisis where it's like I'm working a good job and this is my second job, but I don't know if I want to pay for it yet because I'm not getting that much money, but I'm getting some money. Microsoft was like, hey, loyal Xbox fan, here, have this code for the complete version of Killer Instinct. And this was like a month and a half to 2 months before Xbox One was coming out, and I was like, I guess I'm getting an Xbox One. Because I'm like, I'm buying it so I can play this game. And I fucking just, that first night, I was like, gimme. Just download. I don't care about anything else. It was like heaven. It's still like heaven. KI has not only been the standout launch title to be a fighting game and to only have nothing but success come after it, to the point where we need to bring it back. And Phil Spencer's like, yeah, we want to. We hear you.
I think it'll happen eventually.
That game has stood the test of time. It went through 2 different developers. You had your, oh God.
It was Iron Galaxy.
Iron Galaxy was the second
developer.
one.
The first developer was.
I was about to say Digital Foundry. That's a YouTube.
Why do I always forget one or the other? Damn it!
Double Helix.
There we go.
Double Helix. Double Helix started it, and they fucking went to town on it. It was great. Still, like, Ken Lobb, one of the original creators. I could gush about this game.
Yeah, Mick Gordon with the music.
Mick Gordon. This was before Mick Gordon got Mick Gordonized to everything.
Yeah, with like Doom and everything like that. Yeah.
People were like, oh yeah, Mick Gordon, he's pretty good. And then they heard KI and their fucking heads exploded. It was like, we have never heard any soundtrack like this. And by God, it's still the best soundtrack. Quote me on it. I don't
some of my workout playlist.
Killer Instinct soundtrack is still the best fighting game soundtrack.
It is incredible. Yeah, it is incredible.
It's so good. And I just can't. I couldn't find a Metacritic for it, but I'll give you the Metacritic. 100 out of 100. It's great. It's fucking great. I don't care if there's a different number for it. Fuck you. It's great. It's great. It got 3 seasons. Hell, 3.5 really. And you can still play it. You can play it on your Xbox, your Series X, your PC, through Steam, through your Windows service. Fucking do it. Do it to yourself. It's free to play. It's free to play. And if you want to dump money into it, you can. It is worth it. Bring back Cab.
Hashtag bring back KI.
Moving on, we got Lego Marvel Superheroes.
Oh, great.
Now, I actually really love that game.
It's a great game.
It's
a great game. I have it on
Lego
Steam.
Marvel Superheroes.
One of those games I gotta get back to and finish.
I wanted to like 100.
My eye is just like going crazy.
I wanted to like 100% it.
Ooh, that's a tough.
I know. It was really hard.
Oh, hell no.
There's so many characters and so many things. I was like, how do I do this? And some things I just couldn't. I was just like, I can't. I have so much playtime.
Talk about a collectathon.
Yes. Yes. You had to beat the level once, and then as soon as you got the chance to unlock more characters, you had to go back to the levels again with that character so you could unlock the certain area for that character specifically, so you can get the brick to unlock another character. So you can then take that character and unlock a different character-specific thing in the world map of the city.
Fun game, yes. 100% it, that's a negative.
Oh my God, it was so cumbersome.
That's going to be a big fat no.
But it's so fun, man. I really do enjoy it. Metacritic, it doesn't have the Xbox, but it has the closest thing. Ps4, 83.
Yeah, strong. It's a strong game.
It's such a good game. It really is. And that's why they got a sequel.
I mean,
that's why we got
to me, that was the best one to date, honestly, when it came out.
The first one, I think the first Marvel Superheroes is phenomenal. And I think the DC... I think Lego Batman 3?
Yeah, that's Lego Batman 3 is the one where it had all the
superheroes and the villains. Mm-hmm. I think that's probably the next best one that they can get. And I know they came up with like super villains, but like, and I know the new Star Wars one is really good from what I hear, but man, I don't know.
I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole. I'm sorry, Star Wars. I grew up loving Star Wars. This last trilogy just soured everything. to a point where I can't handle it, people. I'm sorry.
We're going to get you back on the Star Wars train, man. I'm going to get you right back in there, and you're going to be like, okay, I love it.
Only Star Wars thing I want to deal with at this point is probably play the Jedi games and go back and play KOTOR again. Or hopefully this remake is good.
So, you ready for the next game?
Oh, no. What's this next one?
Loco Cycle.
Oh, wow. I forgot about Loco Cycle entirely. That it ever existed.
I have to talk about it because I was like, oh yeah, I want to see this game. Because it's made by the people who do at Twisted Pixel. Twisted Pixel did Explosion Man and Miss Explosion Man. I love both of those games. This game, not so much. You play a AI-controlled motorcycle with a human attached to it that goes on Spy Hunter-esque missions.
Right. This was downloadable.
This was downloadable, and it was bad. And it was received poorly, too.
Almost the Metacritic.
48.
Ooh, well, that's a stinky meatball.
It's really bad. It's ugly. It's not fun. Just look at the cover art for it.
Oh my god. Oh, jeez.
His face is so...
He was reacting to the score.
I know, he was like, oh! And I think he's like really stereotypical Latino too. It is like so bad. It's really bad. It is bad. All right, let's talk about the sports balls. Madden Nfl 25.
Oh man, 25 was not great.
Yep.
On any system.
NBA 2K14.
That was all right.
I think, okay, I remember this because we were trying so hard. We were like, hey, is it next gen? We have to look at the sports. And like, they had individual lighting in the arena. They had like lighting on the floor. And we were like, oh wow, that's crazy. And it was kind of good looking. It looked kind of good. It was okay.
It was okay. Yeah, the 2K games didn't start really hitting another stride again until 2K15, 16.
Yeah, it literally had to get, they were like, okay, this is the starting point. Wait till next year. Yes, and then next year, it did
17 was amazing. Oh no.
NBA Live 14.
Oh no.
So, all right. I just want to talk about NBA Live for just a small smidgen. You may be able to help me with this. NBA Live 11?
That was NBA Elite.
That game never came out.
That one was canceled, yeah.
Because it was bad. And then I think they didn't make NBA Live again until 14.
Yeah, they skipped quite a bit.
And then people were like, oh, they took all these years off, all this time away to make a new NBA Live game.
It's about to be a banger.
That game was doo-doo. It was straight.
It was not a banger.
I remember the review scores came out ahead. The review scores came out ahead of the console.
I was like, how did you have all this time? How did you do this?
I'll never forget. I don't even know if I still have the video of it, but I was like, I remember I made a video. It was either like a Vine or an Instagram short or a Facebook video, and it was me. I can't believe I'm doing this to myself. And then it loads up and it says NBA Live 14. And I'm like, my God. And now in hindsight, I'm like, that game was really bad.
Yeah.
Really bad. It was a bad sports game. And I've played NBA Live since. They really did fix it.
Oh, yeah.
I can't. Look, NBA Live 19, which was the last NBA Live game to date, still holds up incredibly well.
It's a good game.
I'm not recommending it as my Game Pass pick of the week, but here's my Game Pass recommendation to you sports fans right now. Give it a shot. It's on there. You can download it. I know it's an older sports game, but I think you're really going to enjoy how the feel of the actual basketball works. It really feels like when you step, your character has weight to his step. NBA 2K, you have these weird kind of like gliding moments, but that game feels like you're stepping. NBA Live 14 feels like you're sliding in a slip and slide arena, and it looks like it's covered in fucking Almudron shit. That's for you Monster Hunter players out there. It's just absolute doo-doo. I wouldn't recommend it. I'm pretty sure the Metacritic is incredibly low. I don't need to look it up. I'm pretty sure by my colleague and myself's reaction, you can guess it's not good. Need for Speed Rivals, we were just talking about it. Need for Speed Rivals was a video game.
It was okay. It's an okay. This is that era of Need for Speed games where you're not getting the quality Need for Speed you used to get. You're getting like game after game of mediocrity and
Luminous 7. Yeah, it's passable, all right.
It's passable. This is You're getting like, I don't know, was it Black Rock Studio? I can't remember the developer, but like, man, they just kept bouncing this thing from other people to other people.
Well, Rivals was Criterion.
Were they Criterion?
Rivals was made by Criterion. The problem was this was after Hot Pursuit, and people loved Hot Pursuit. I remember it was like, this game is the best Need for Speed in so long.
Basically a Burnout game with Need for Speed slapped on the front of it.
Exactly. And then after that game, it was just a who's who of Need for Speed games, and it was not. Matter of fact, I'm gonna take a quick second here just to find out the chronological order after Need for Speed Hot Pursuit. So after Hot Pursuit, there was Shift 2.
Which was actually decent, because Shift 1 was bland as fuck.
There was Need for Speed The Run. Same year,
bad,
mind you, as Shift 2.
The Run, no good.
And then there was Need for Speed Most Wanted, which was not made by Criterion. No, it was. It was. Yeah. Rivals was made by Criterion and Ghost Games. That's why it was so different. But Most Wanted was good, but it wasn't that good because it tried to play off of the last big success before Hot Pursuit, which was Most Wanted, and it wasn't like that at all.
No, it's more like a Burnout game, with like
weird cop chases, and none of it felt good. The world felt dead. It was like, this place sucks. This game's not good.
It was like a less fun Burnout Paradise.
And then Rivals came out, and it was just very okay. Mm-hmm. It like got the job done for Need for Speed, but then after that, it's just no limits. Need for Speed, the game. I don't know if you remember. That's based the game No. This wasn't based off the movie. They didn't make a game based off the movie. But this was the game that came close to the movie. And this was the one where it's like there was nothing but highways with no cars on it. That's why I was like, I know there was one that was like really bad.
I just can't believe they just kept shitting the bed so much on all these racing games.
Then Need for Speed Payback, and then finally Need for Speed Heat.
Yeah, finally you got a good one.
It took so long.
Like, if you haven't played Heat, I think it's on EA Play.
Yeah, it is.
And that's connected through Game Pass as well.
And it's fun.
You should play Need for Speed Heat if you want that like cool like street racing, old school tuner kind of culture racing game again. And it almost plays like a Souls game in a weird way.
Yeah.
It's got a weird Souls-like kind of to it, because you have the more you race at night, the more you get your rep up, which you need to get more parts, but you also risk losing all of it if you get caught by the cops.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting aspect to it. It's fun, but yeah, it was rough for a while there. And Rivals was okay. It was just okay.
Yeah, last Need for Speed game came out in 2019, so it's been a while.
It's been a while.
So the next game is Power Star Golf, another downloadable title.
Oh, okay. That's why I never heard of that.
And it was supposed to be like a Microsoft version of Hot Shots Golf. It was also free to play, if I'm correct. And yes, you are also correct. It wasn't bad. It was just very not good either.
Mediocre. That's what it sounds like to me.
It's not swimming in sevens, but it's pretty close. Metacritic 65.
Oh.
I remember playing it thinking, oh, it's going to be okay.
It's worse than swimming in sevens.
It was
it's
not
shitting
okay.
in sixes.
Yep. So the next game is Rise, Son of Rome.
And let me tell you guys, I just played that game this year.
So this is
the first time.
This is why this is probably the funniest one to me, is because he just played it. Yeah. And I'm like,
I have 2022 vision looking at this 2013 game.
I played it when it came out. I played it and beat it when it came out because, as you know, incredibly short. But I remember playing it and going, this game isn't great, but it's not bad.
No, like it has a lot of potential. Okay, a lot of potential. It's just that the gameplay, you're not really getting a whole lot of gameplay out of this. A lot of the executions that happen are cool and cinematic, but you can press nothing and they still just happen. Not a lot of variety in them. It's just so many quick time events. But like visually, it's stunning. It still holds up to this day, mostly. Just don't look too close at certain things.
Yeah.
The cool like things where you're controlling the army as a whole, as like people are volleying arrows at you, is fun.
Oh yeah, with the shielded men.
Yeah, story's cool. Animations are cool. Just not very varied. Like if they did a Rise, Son of Rome 2 and actually put some gameplay in there and some variety and skill trees to unlock new moves and stuff, it would be pretty dope, I think. I'm actually surprised I never got a Rise 2.
Because this game Got a Metacritic of a 60.
Yeah, 60. Yeah, that's why we never got a Rise too. But I mean, I find that game. A lot of people compare that on the PlayStation side to The Order 1886, another game that's gorgeous, but with not really any gameplay.
You know what's funny? I actually compare Rise to Heavenly Sword. Now, I don't know if you've played Heavenly Sword.
I tried playing Heavenly Sword, but I tried playing it on PS3, so I couldn't really play it.
So,
because it was unplayable on that system.
I mean, that's what came on. Heavenly Sword is an action game that I remember when they first showed it, people were like, oh my god, it's going to be like God of War, but with a female protagonist. And they're right. It's very God of War-esque, where you just kind of like mash some buttons, some cool combos happen. Facial animations look really nice. The game is like 2.5 hours long.
Yeah, I think that's Ready at Dawn, who also did The Order, I'm pretty sure. And also, Hellblade. I'm pretty sure.
Either way.
They've come a long way.
Heavenly Sword is an action game that has a lot of potential, but it doesn't play out. Rise is an action game that has a lot of potential, but doesn't play out.
Yeah.
It's really like, I'm happy for these games to exist, but I feel like if you gave it another shot, another go around, it would probably make more sense, but we just never got it, so it is what it is. Now, the last 4 games, I have no care to talk about.
Okay.
So let me talk about the first of the last 4, Skylanders Swap Force. That game has too many toys. And guess what? It ain't here no more. Xbox Fitness. A Kinect exclusive fitness game that, from my knowledge, nobody talked about. Zoo Tycoon, a Kinect-esque game that I always saw at GameStop, but nobody ever buy their children.
Oh, I have to correct myself. Ready at Dawn did the God of War games on PSP, and then did The Order, and now they just do Oculus things. Anyway.
Zoo Tycoon, like I said, it's a game nobody bought. And Zumba Fitness. World Party.
Ninja Theory, that's the other. All right, sorry.
So yeah, that was about it. Now, I'm gonna give you a couple launch window title games because I feel like they deserve mention. Wolfenstein the New Order came out, launch window game. I think that was the first Wolfenstein of the new Wolfenstein era, and people really liked it. Peggle 2, massive game at the time. People loved Peggle. Kinect Sports Rivals. Honestly, this was the best Xbox One Kinect game.
Yeah.
Kinect Sports Rivals was really good. It actually is really fun, but it was a Kinect game. You're not going to get 60 hours of a Kinect game. I'm sorry. Project Spark.
Say less.
Minecraft for the Xbox One edition. I'm pretty sure you know where that goes, because guess what, bitches? Microsoft owns Minecraft, and it ain't going fucking nowhere.
No.
And then, of course, Titanfall. Titanfall I want to talk about just for a small snippet.
Oh, that was launch. That didn't come out launch day?
No, it was very close.
Oh.
It was very close, because this was going to be one of the biggest games for the system. Titanfall was made by Respawn, who are former people who used to work at Infinity Ward, who did Call of Duty. I think it was Robert Bowling's team, if I'm correct.
Yeah, I think so.
And people were just like, Titanfall's going to be it. Titanfall's going to be the best thing. And I remember playing it, and I was like, yo, this game is incredible. It felt so good to play and shoot. But, and there's always a but, it didn't have a single player. The story was integrated into the multiplayer, and it just lacked substance. Everything about it felt great. The mech battles, the gunplay, the wall running, all of it felt really great. It was beautiful to look at. I had a lot of fun playing Titanfall.
Yeah, same. Yeah, Titanfall was very fun. I'm glad they got to get, to do what they wanted to do with the sequel, to get like a story in there, which I still haven't played all the way through. I did play the multiplayer of Titanfall 2, which is also just like elevated beyond the first game. And of course all that dovetails into them making Apex, which is nice to see that studio be successful.
Yeah. It's weird because I like Apex. I liked Titanfall more. I still think Titanfall is a more enjoyable game.
Same.
But it's different. They are different. They have a lot of similarity between the guns, the world, and the universe.
Yeah, set in the same world, apparently, so.
But, man, that first Titanfall experience was fantastic.
There was nothing like it.
And shortly thereafter was the Master Chief Collection, which is not mentioned on the list that I have, but, like, I think a month or two after, something like, I don't remember when Master Chief Collection came out. I know it wasn't that long thereafter.
Take a look, see.
But I remember the Master Chief Collection coming out, and I remember going to the Microsoft store to pick it up, and then I remember hating it.
It was a train wreck.
The Master Chief Collection, as it is now, fantastic. And honestly, if you haven't played the Master Chief Collection, you should do yourself a favor. Pick it up, play it, enjoy it. But at launch...
it was November 11th, 2014. So
it was next year, okay.
Next year, yeah.
I was just playing Titanfall for so damn long, I thought they were that close. But yeah, but man, those were the premier shooters. It was Ghost, Battlefield, Titanfall, and then eventually that.
Yeah, pretty much.
So it was kind of rough for a little bit of time there, but that's usually how launches go for systems. But Xbox One, not a bad launch lineup. It was a lot of like really standout titles that, from a personal standpoint, a lot of people had some like really good enjoyment out of, but it just didn't have the potential to be fantastic. And PS4 was not likely. It was pretty much the same.
It was similar because all the multi-platform stuff was the same. And then you had
Killzone.
You had Killzone, which didn't hit. Knack didn't hit.
Oh, what was the driving game? It was the driving game. Drive Club.
Oh, was that a launch title?
I think Drive Club was a launch game. I remember Drive Club coming out, and I remember people like, this is going to be the next Gran Turismo-esque game. And it was...
PS4 launch titles per IGN. Let's see here. Minus all the same games that are on the other system. You have Contrast.
Dive Kick.
DC.
Something about this is like not right.
Let's see here. These games will be available only before that date due to street discs being broken. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Flower, Crossbuy, Injustice, Killzone, Shadowfall, Knack, Rivals, Resogun.
Yeah, Resogun was good.
No racing game besides Rivals, it looks like. And then launch window was Drive Club.
Yeah, because that's essentially the same thing. But yeah, both platforms had a rough
Deep
time.
Down never came out.
Good. Because people were talking about it so much, I'm happy it never came out. But thankfully, we're at a standpoint now where they learn from their mistakes. They're working harder now for their new consoles. Actually, as Xbox One went on, they were improving steadily.
Yeah, the metrics stepped down. Phil Spencer took over as head of Xbox and really began to turn things around. Probably around 2015, 16.
It's roughly around that time.
Things began to start getting some momentum back towards gamers again. And yeah, that's kind of where we are now, is still trying to... I mean, I think they much better start with the series systems. Much better start. Besides supply chain issues. Just trying to get their launch titles out. But yeah, I mean, we're still in kind of a wait and see. We can't really call it on it because it's only year 2, I think, right? Year 2.
Something like I honestly don't know.
Time is pudding. I can't remember.
The time frame of the new console cycle has been so rough. Mm-hmm. It has not been the smooth successor that we need, because holy hell,
yeah,
that pandemic hit and it's just
threw a wrench into everything. So
to be honest, we'll probably have a longer console cycle than we had before.
Absolutely. I expect a 10-year cycle.
Because this is not as intended. But yeah, that about does it for us.
Yeah.
So we'll move on to the ending part of our show, because this has been long in the tooth as well. So we'll go to our Xbox Game Pass Pick of the Week.
Pick of the Week. Pick of the Week. I said it fast this time.
I know I got to get through them quickly. So what's your Pick of the Week?
My Pick of the Week is going to be Tunic on the Xbox Game Pass service. It is a isometric kind of style action game where it has a lot of Souls-like elements to it, along with some Legend of Zelda elements to it. Plays a cute little fox character, very chill music. The level design is in that kind of Souls or Metroid style where you get shortcuts and you unlock new places when you get new abilities and stuff like that. Really challenging boss fights and stuff like that. And you have that system where you die, you come back, you get your souls, for lack of a better term. And it's kind of a love letter to 90s games because you pretty much unlock little instruction pamphlets that look like from a 90s video game, kind of to tell you where to go and what to do. So definitely a great game, worth checking out.
So my Game Pass pick of the week is actually a twofer, and I'm saying it right now, and this is for you listeners that are listening to it on release, because the clock is ticking, because these games are leaving, and I cannot stress that I at least want you to try these games out, because you may end up having to purchase them at full release. My first one is Luminous Remastered. I really love Luminous, like a lot. I own Luminous on my Switch and on my PC, and I have played it on my Xbox. I love Luminous a whole lot. Made by the people who did Rez. It's fantastic. It's a music-based puzzle game, and I think, and Tetris Effect, lest I forget. It's very fun. The music's very jumpy. Whenever you do certain combo chains, it makes the music and the world shift. I can't stress enough how enjoyable this game is to play. Please, 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 please check it out. I think to buy it is like $20 normally. So even if it goes out of Game Pass by the time this airs, check it out. Now the other one is a quirky, weird title. It's Katamari Damacy Reroll.
Hey, you know what? I was thinking about using it as mine because I played that game for the first time this year.
And it's about to leave Game Pass as well.
Really?
It is. So I'm like, oh my God. I also own this on Steam because I love that game a lot. And I was like, you should play Katamari, Steve. He was like, I don't know. And I'm like, you can beat it in a sitting.
Done.
So he was like, all right. And he sat there and was just charmed at picking up people and fish and other sorts of weird items.
That game is wild. If you've never played a Katamari game before, you play as like a little prince dude, and your dad fucked up.
King of the Cosmos.
King of the Cosmos fucked up, and all the stars are gone. So now you got to make new stars by rolling up people in a ball and sending it off into space.
Does it sound morbid? Extremely.
Oh, it's fucked
up. Is it? Not as much. It's really hilarious.
This is funny. Yeah. It is great. You know, you start off small and you're picking up pencils and things like that. And then you ended up picking up buildings and, you know, ships and all kind.
It's really great. I can't stress it enough. And it's going to be leaving Game Pass very soon. So please play that as well. So we've come to the absolute final portion of our show where it's Guess That Game. Or character. I don't know. Because I told you last time, if you want to try it again, I'm willing to do it again. Or do you want me to challenge you?
I'm not putting me in the hot seat, you know. Is what it is.
You want to be in the hot seat?
Throw me in.
You want to be in the fucking hot seat?
Put me in the game, coach.
Oh, fantastic.
Put me in the game.
So we're giving him a minute on the clock to guess the game character. I'm specifying that for you.
I did hear that part back last week, by the way, and I did say franchise. I did.
You said
it's recorded.
I specified before then it's game.
I said franchise.
And I was looking for game.
Well, anyway.
Who cares? At this point, who cares?
Matter.
It's in the past.
Doesn't matter.
But we got 1 minute on the clock. Are you ready?
For the character, right?
Yep,
okay.
For the character.
Sure.
Let's go.
Is it a male protagonist?
Nope.
Female?
Yep.
All right. Is this a Xbox exclusive?
Nope.
All right. Is this character, did they make their debut on the original Xbox?
Nope.
Okay. 360 era?
Nope.
So this is a Xbox One character?
Nope.
Series X?
Nope.
No. Okay, so not on Xbox at all.
It's on Xbox.
Are they from the 8-bit era?
Nope.
Oh my God. Okay. Are they on a current game series?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
You want to call it that?
Oh.
I know. You'll
What
understand
does that mean? Do they wear a hat?
No.
Is it part of a platformer?
Nope.
Fighting game?
Yep.
Oh no. Did this fighting game franchise start in the 90s?
Yes.
Oh dear. Do they wear a dress?
Nope.
Is it a 2D fighting game?
Nope.
It's a 3D fighting game.
Time is up. What is your final guess?
This is stupid.
Yeah, you were asking kind of all the wrong questions.
Yeah, I was trying to nail down at least like a generation or... Anyway.
You got it way too late. Is the problem.
So it's a 3D fighter. Female character in it. Then the franchise started in the 90s. Oh dear.
Oh dear.
It could be so many people.
It could be.
I'm gonna go with was it Nina?
You know, you're actually very close, but not Nina. It is Ivy I was looking for.
From Soul Calibur.
Yep.
Soul Blade, I guess.
Yep.
Is what it would be.
Yep. You were very close. That's why I was like, I feel like he could probably get this. Because you're like, is the franchise current? I'm like, sort of, if you want to count it that.
Wait, Soul Calibur 6.
Because Soul Calibur 6 ain't getting no love.
No.
That shit was like,
no.
It was like, here's all the love, and then goodbye.
Yeah, goodbye. Yeah, good luck with seeing another one for another 6 years. Great.
Yeah,
Wonderful.
It's unfortunate, but this is probably one of the closer ones he's gotten. He just is like, he's off by one game. Same company, different game. I thought you actually would have got it too.
I had a milkshake yesterday, people, and man, it hasn't ran through me. Take us home.
So with that being said, thank you guys for watching. My name is Chris Penn alongside Foxy Steve. If you haven't already, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to this video and to this channel. And if you haven't already, hit that notification bell so you can be up to date with all of the latest videos that come out. And of course, Steve, if they're audio listeners, they are supposed to do what?
You are supposed to drive your car to the side of the road, go to Spotify, listen to it there, give it 5 stars, also on Apple and Google podcast services around the globe, and do the same thing there as well. And share it.
Of course. Of course. So with that being said, thank you guys for watching and listening. We'll catch you on the next episode where we'll probably talk about something else.
Yeah, because that's pretty much it. We're still kind of in launch territory for Series X, so I don't know.
Yeah, we'll figure that out. We will figure out what we're talking about.
We'll figure that out.
We just hope you're around. So thanks you guys for watching and listening. See you next time.
Peace.